myself. Don't be. Just letting some other folks get in. There we go. We'll turn down the TV a smidge. Okay, you're good. That should be fine. Oh, let that sit for a minute. Ooh, that pressed out the wrinkles real nice. Look, a little moon knight action going on. Get that tape off. Good morning, my lovely bunnies. Morning, Bo. Doing a fun one. Oh, I don't want to think. Oh, I think that's the only one that really has it. Okay, so I've got my pieces everywhere, and I'm trying to decide on how I want to do stuff, and looking over my list of hardware. Yes, let me go to these. Thank you. It's blue now. And that's because I dyed it blue for Dragon Con. And then I got these. Hold on. You have to see them. Oh, my Lord, my squeaky ass chair. And then I got these red and yellow, like hair clip extensions, so that I can put them in my hair so that it's got kind of that carpet look to it. I'm trying to curl them. It's been a while since I've messed with things like this. So, but really good clips too. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So it's a first time sew pattern, which means it'll be the first time I'm sewing this pattern. Oh my, oh hell yeah, I put on that party dress. Okay, come on. But I'm making one little change, just one this time. It's just one little change. I promise, hopefully. Okay, I can't make that promise, and we all know that. Well, I'll be happy. I already remembered my glove. And that is because Charlie decided that this was a toy and grabbed it and ran around the house with it. So that's been fun. Let's see. So this is a really nice pattern. I'm already kind of excited about it. I'm making this bag for Aaron for him to have to wear around the convention. If it's synthetic, use something to hold the shape like a roller, dip it in really. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah. I was thinking of soaking them in some fabric softener too, because I heard that kind of helps the hair a little bit. They were very inexpensive. And I have plenty of them that I can at least put a couple in a day. So it might be a wash, but I would like to kind of keep them nice, you know? I don't know what that's for. What's that for? I already have no idea what my pieces are. But it is the Kandou Patterns Mini Traveler Sling. Okla Roots just did this one, not this Monday, but the Monday before. And Aaron was like, that would be a really good, that's what that's for. That would be a really good convention bag for me. And I was like, oh my God, did you express an opinion? He's very bad about expressing opinions. Like, he doesn't want to put me out. So at the same time, I'm like, baby, just tell me what you want. It's fine. We can get through this. All right. So let me see. But the thing that I am changing is that, does she put 2 D-rings on? No, I still need 1 D-ring. Okay. So I'm going to need 1 more D-ring. So she puts 1 D-ring on one side. Throwing my waterproof canvas everywhere. So she puts 1 ring on one side, and that's what that's how you wear it as a sling. But I'm going to, this is the back. I'm going to put a hidden D-ring connector like on the Rosie right here. Now, that is because this is where my Decoville is to kind of help stabilize that more. This is going to make me either shorten my zipper or move it up. And I'm thinking I'll move it up. It's not that much of a move. Let me see. Because it's only really moving the box up like 3. So I'm going to move the box up because it's only going to be an inch. Yeah, I'm not even going to have to move it up as much as I think I am. So that's good. Okay, so that will nicely adjust. But he loves Moon Knight. And he really liked the Wednesday show. So I'm going to kind of mix fandoms. I'm going to put a Wednesday webbing on it. And I'm going to use nickel hardware. I'm also going to do a little bit of something different too. Where are you at? So this goes on the bottom. And I'm going to use this gold tag behind my tag. And I think that's going to look really pretty. Yes, I am already enjoying the thought of this bag. Stomach, I just fed you. Leave me alone. Where's my punch? There you are. So the only interfacing I have used in this moment is this right here. Oh, I need to pick out a tag too. Where are you at? I did try to find this case on Amazon, but I couldn't find it. I want to put something really sweet in here for him. I'm gonna put it right at the slip pocket entrance so that he sees it when he goes to get something. Maybe the zipper pocket. Trying to decide where to put it. But I want to put something very, very sweet in there. It'll have absolutely nothing to do with Moon Knight. Plus, I want to put these up. Okay, let's see. His birthday's in September. What does that make him? Oh, he's a Virgo. I don't know why I even thought about that. I know he's a Virgo. What symbol is the Virgo? I don't think I have any Virgo. Drat. What's the Virgo symbol? See, now I gotta look it up. No, I don't want to do that. I don't know why my stomach is growling. I literally just ate. Oh, no. This is the last Wednesday before Dragon Con. And next Wednesday, here we go. Next Wednesday, I will be live to show y'all how I pack the trailer in that, as long as I've packed it. Good morning, by the way, Cynthia. Good morning, Frida. Oh, thank you, Valerie. Oh, good. Because I think I have one of those. Oh, I do. Yes. Okay, so which one do I do for him? There's either Express Yourself or Find Your Passion. I think I'm going to use Express Yourself for him. No, let's find Passion. It feels like he's going to. Here we go. So that one, right? Eat that symbol. I think that's it. I think that's the one you used. Yay. I'm glad I've got some Virgo tags. I can put one of those in. By the way, this is the type of thing that happens too when you get a custom, is that I will I will end up spoiling you. Oh, here we go. Stitch with All My Love. I'm going to put this one in too. Oh, but so next Wednesday. So Saturday, trying to think what I want to do Saturday. I will figure out something on Saturday. Maybe we'll work on scrappy projects or something. Oh, I might delve into the what the hell was I thinking cutting out this bag box. Cuz I still have like 5 or 6 projects in the abandoned pile. Oh, well, I had to go. Okay. So maybe that's what we'll do. Or I might start the Dunkin'. I don't know. It's easier right now if I don't have to cut out something. This was like a 20-minute cutout. I literally had this cut out in half of a movie with no problem. Yes, do your abandoned pile. I like that. Okay. Itty bitty packs are always fun. I was thinking of doing like cutting out a bunch of itty bitties and taking them with me because I take my little machine and I still might do it even though my husband has side-eyed me. he's like, baby, when do you actually have time to work on something at the booth? I'm like, shut up. All right, so I'm going to put in his bag, Stitched with All My Love, and Express Yourself. I like that. Because it'll remind him of Madonna, which reminds him of his favorite episode of American Dad because of Roger. Which is hilarious. All right. So Wednesday should be, this Saturday should be a abandoned pile. It's out in the living room. And next Wednesday will be most likely me packing the trailer so that y'all can kind of see what we do, how we get that together. And then Saturday, I will go live and show y'all some of the Dragon Con. Good Lord. You know, you get to this age where you start putting the in front of everything, and you know that that's the time to start thinking about what does your retirement fund look like? But you'll be able to see me in cosplay too. What is Saturday? I'm trying to decide if Saturday I'm going to wear my flower dress or if I'm going to wear my my Demon Slayer costume because it's super, super cute. That's if my fat butt can still fit into it because the Ozempic, is that nickel? That looks gold. Oh, that's nickel. The Ozempic, coming off of Ozempic, I've gained back some of the weight that I lost, which has been upsetting, but kind of used to it. All right. So we are making, oh, I don't know why I did that. Come on, you. There you go. We are making the Kandou. So that's easy to remember. M is for Virgo. Stop it. I don't want to do anything. Okay, so we're making the Kandou Mini Traveler Sling Pouch. As always, the link is in my tree. As well as now I have a storefront for Amazon. So I'm trying to build that up a little bit. I think that's going to be easier than the recommends list. Because that means that it won't keep taking stuff out after it's been purchased, because that's what's been going on with the pin. I figured that out. Aren't I a smart cookie? Okay, so 2 changes. It has a D-ring on only one side. I'm going to do like the Rosie sling and do a bottom one. Good morning, Oma. I don't know why I always yell. Because the camera's here for it, and then my laptop's here, so I think I have to anything you have cut and right. Yes, that's going to be the best thing to do, probably. If we pack the trailer on Tuesday, then I can do something to sew on next Wednesday. Yeah, next Saturday's going to be fun. So I'm also with the back. You do a facing Like you stitch it, maybe. Okay. I'm just going to follow the directions. Let's do that. That sounds like a plan. Oh, that's what this is. I'm like, what is this for? I literally just cut this out. This is for the D-ring hidden connector. So I'm going to put that over there. Okay. So I do still need to make a D-ring for the top. I'm just going to set that here. That goes on the back. I'm sorry. Once again, we get to play fun with new patterns. Because I use, don't mind me. Did I put all of my hardware in there? Where did my D-rings go? I thought, you know what? I didn't grab the D-rings. Hang on. I'm all over the place. Oh, I'm going to need to order D-rings. Okay. I didn't realize how low I was on D-rings. Oh, I have to show y'all. I finished the angel bag. Good morning, Crafted. I am making the Kandou Mini Traveler Sling Pouch. I'll show you a picture real quick. I do know Oak Ridge just did one, and that's why I'm doing this one is because Aaron, my husband, saw it and he's like, I would like that. And I was like, really? Okay. But I have to show y'all the angel bag. Directions or suggestions? Mostly suggestions because of the fact that putting together my booth is really just a lot of Aaron going, Aaron building stuff and me going, staring into the void as I try to figure out where I'm putting everything. Let me put those aside. Hold on. Let me go get the angel purse real quick. I'm so proud of this. Here, maybe. Okay, the fairy stole the bag. Hold, please. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. So here's the angel bag. And as you remember, I didn't have anything to connect a strap to it. I found these lovely grommets. I actually found these on clearance at Joann's. And I had this, I told you I had a chain. I connected the rings to gateway rings. And I added this little accent piece to connect the chains. Oh, Bo, thank you. I'm kind of excited about piping now. But I made sure that Fat Nuggets was on there. If you watch Has Been, then you know my obsession with Fat Nuggets. But see, it just looks so elegant with it. Nobody wants you in the shot light. There we go. And then I've got the inside all nice. We've got a pretty zipper end. So it's very demure. It's very classy. It's very polite. Oh God. You do not know how much I was laughing trying to make that video. I don't know why the demure thing makes me laugh so much. So Aaron's like, well, what about, he's like, oh, so it works like a crossbody. I'm like, yes, but if you want to shoulder it like, if you want the strap shorter, it kind of is adjustable because you take up to the length the links that you need, and you just put it right over. It's hard to do this. There we go. And it'll shorten the strap. And you get a little dangly bit. I realized what I just said. Ignore that. So if you do that on both sides, it'll shorten it so that it can be a shoulder bag too. So I'm really, really excited because I have to say this is one of the classiest bags. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, I don't want to sell it. But I want it to go to a good home too. Not that my home isn't a good home. All right, over there you go. Stay. Oh yes, if you're not sure what the Jameer thing is, uh, you should definitely look it up. It is hilarious. I don't know why it makes me giggle so much. It's just and literally it makes me giggle, not laugh. It's like giggle. It's the weirdest thing, but I love I do love some random things that come out. There's some that I'm just like I'm on my porch side eyeing it a little bit, telling them kids get off my lawn. But I gotta get my trick or treat stuff together too. Because there's gonna be yeah, after Dragon Con, I've got to pack a house to move. And I'm like, Cracker Jacks. Okay, so it only needs to be like 3 inches. I guess. No. I sorry. Got a thought process going here, and you know what happens when I have a thought process going. Yeah. Oh God, moving. So I'm a military brat, and we moved a lot when I was younger. Like, I'm good at moving. I hate moving. My because if I'm not careful, my OCD comes out like hardcore. And what I will do is when I pack a box, I will then print out a page for each side of the box that says what's in the box. It used to drive my parents nuts because that's what I would do is I would write it out. So it took me forever to God, sorry, Sierra. I feel for you. My heart does go out to you for that. Yeah, so it would just like, they're like, Liz, they're like, oh my God, Elizabeth, just pack the box. And I'm like, I need to know what's in it. To my parents' credit, they didn't usually leave me alone. Like, they didn't stop me from what I needed to do. So there is that. Which was always fun for them. Like I said, there are times when I send my mom stuff because I feel so bad about how awful of a child I was sometimes. All right, so you need D-rings, swivel clasp, slider, and 2 zipper pulls. Yep. I'm doing, because you're going to have a D-ring at the top, I'm doing 3 D-rings because I'm going to do an interchangeable hidden strap connector like the Rosie has. So that's going to go there. Actually, I can go ahead and do that, because that's technically part of the prep work. Yeah, we at one point we were having to keep stuff in storage. My husband and I, when we were in Gainesville, because the apartment wasn't like small. We just had a lot of stuff. So Aaron enjoys the part of moving where I go through my purge. Um, or we purge like 10% of our stuff. We just get rid of it. It either if it's not donatable, it goes in the garbage or recycling as much as I can. What are you making this morning? I am making the mini traveler sling pouch by Kandou. The link for the pattern is in my tree in the bayou. I'm making, I want to say one change or two changes. I hope that number doesn't keep going up. But I watched Jess from Oakland Roots make this, and my husband actually expressed an opinion. So I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. I was gonna make him a tiger one to match his other bag, but he's like, well, I've got my tiger bag. What else do you got? I'm like, okay, I'll take care of you. Don't worry. I'm also using, not a lot of it, but I am using this soft, like suede vinyl from Beauty and Geek. It has a stretch as well. That other, the backpack, that was a pain in the butt. I was supposed to do, shoot, hang on. I'm trying to decide if I want to fix that because, yeah. Trying to remember how the Rosie is for this and how I want to do that. Because I don't like attaching at a 3/8. So what we're going to do, it's for my husband, so I can fix that. That's not a problem. I can stitch over that. He won't even notice it. I'm probably going to pick out the stitches. So this is a 7 by 2-inch piece of vinyl. I folded the raw edges inside, and I'm stitching it together with a 3/8 inch seam allowance. There you are. So ignore that stitch length, but I just did that. For the 4 tuna backpacks you've been making, are those as is, or have you been increasing the gusset? I have been increasing the width of the gusset. I go to a 5-inch measurement of width, so it comes out to about 4.5, 4.25. If you do the 3/8 seam allowance, then you're going to be looking at about 4.25. I do a 1/4 inch, so it's closer to 4.5. So it makes a nice wide gusset. Y'all know I like it thick. Morning, Salty. Oh, okay. I was like, why is there a pink line in the middle? All right, let me see if I can pick these stitches out real quick because it's bothering me. And this won't take me but a second. If you pick the stitches out, it tends to, there we go. It tends to heal the holes a little bit better. You can also apply a little heat sometimes to the vinyls, and it will pull them back into where you can't really notice them. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling my top thread and then using that to loop up. This way I'm not yanking too hard. I'm picking these stitches out because I forgot that I don't want to do it at 1/4 of an inch for the hidden back connector. If you have the Rosie from Knotted Threads, this is the method. This is where I get the method for the hidden connector from. I do like how much Shannon loves a hidden connector, but loves support as well, and has found a way to do both without having to, like, hidden connectors kind of make me nervous sometimes. But I do want to do the Rowena from her as well. And it's on the list of projects. And I did have a request for the crystal from Lynn's Handmade. And I already have the approval for that one. So I will do that after I do the Duncan Messenger from Sincerely, because I know Twyla's like, where's my bag? I mean, who doesn't love a thick gussie? I think I'm going to make that into a sticker. Hang on. Where's my... Here. When I get a sticker idea, put it on. And oh, let's see. I like thick gussets. Thick, spelled with 2 C's. Sticker. Okay, because if I don't, I'm never going to remember it. It will be a very difficult time. And then it just goes right on the window. That's going to be fun. I have Post-it notes all over the place. I'm going to have to collect them. They're going to have their own box. All right. Let me see what I need to do now. All right. So now, so that's making your D-ring tabs. That's the first step that she has. She also, okay. So actually first step, let's see, is fuse, transfer all edge parts, because there are a lot of markings that you have to do. Same with on this piece. I know those all 3 go together. So I'm going to set that aside over there. That's going to go over there. That's going to go. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to cut my zipper as I go, so I'm not worried about that. Then it says to transfer the zipper onto your lining. I'm doing my zipper a different way, so I'm not going to put the zipper facing or the zipper pocket and do the whole turning out thing. I don't like doing that on vinyl as much because it can be very, very bulky. And it doesn't look as nice as just cutting out the box. So I'm just going to cut out the box when I need to. Make D-ring tabs. So we have done that. Because you're going to make 2, if you're following it just as it is, you're going to make 2 D-ring tabs, because you're going to have one up top for extra keychain as an extra hook, which is a nice thought process. And then one to connect your strap to. And I'm actually going to do the strap with the swivel clasp because I want it to be interchangeable between left and right. He is right-handed, but he wears his stuff differently depending on the front or the back. All right. Let's see. Reinforce the position of the snap tab fastener. I'm not doing a snap tab at all. Jess didn't do one, and it felt like it wasn't quite necessary. We'll see how he lets me know how this feels. Then transfer pocket fold line. I've already done that. Finally, use a ruler to transfer zipper cut from template. And then to cut. Okay, so that's just the beginning. In the beginning, we cut things out. Okay, so I didn't do it over at the cutting table because I wasn't sure if I needed to. So you can do this at the cutting table. so that you're all set. Let me see. So I have, this is my fold line, and then I have my cut line for that. Oscar. Oh yeah, he's maybe an artist, Jedi Apprentice on Instagram. I need to link Eddie's stuff because his stuff is so cute. He's done this one for me and a horror Animal Crossing mashup that I just nearly lost my. No, this is not an Orosa pattern, but I do need the new one because yes. Well, that one a little skew, but we'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so I've cut my pieces. I'll put that away so that I don't cut myself. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark the center of the cut line and the top. While the tears roll down, that's the world I know. That's the world I know. All right. Let's to the edge to see the world below. I love this song. Let myself while the tears roll down. It's the world I know. The world I know. Okay, so I've got my centers marked, both on my zipper and here. Okay, so it says to join lower A, which is our accent piece, to the mid front, lay flat, right sides. What are we sewing at? We are stitching at 3/8. So now I'm wondering how my pieces are going to fit together because I do a 1/4 inch seam allowance on my zipper. So I have a thought process to cut this down, but I think I'm going to let it ride and we'll see how it fits. It might just be that I have to trim something or fold down. I might have to fold down the zipper, the slip pocket. That might be what I do. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Again, with it, this feels like another stretchy vinyl. It's super soft and it has a nice thinness to it. So it would definitely be domestic friendly. Again, my issue usually is how much stretch it has because that can it definitely, that other vinyl made it a challenge to get that backpack done on the back because of how much of it I used. Fighting not to get the new. Oh well, don't fight it. Just do it. Just do it. It's fine. It'll be fine. Where'd my good scissors go? Oh, that's right. They're over here. I was finishing up some. Hey, Cindy. I was finishing up some shade slayers for the convention because I'm officially done sewing for the convention. I'm technically not sewing anything to take with me to the convention. I'm going to keep saying that because I have so many other things to do. All right. Okay, so we clip our corners and to help reduce bulk there. I do a nice long triangle so that I can get close to my stitches. Oh, here you go. You can see it actually on the line. So I get close to my stitches, but not do any damage to them or weaken that seam. If you get too close, let's see. Salty says, I bought the new Brentwood backpack. Like I need more patterns. I no, believe me. When she announced she already had another one coming out, I was like, woman, I need a break. Your timing. Oh my God. Because I saw it. I'm like, I can't, I don't have time to make it. I'm like, why God, why? And then we're going to push the seam behind our bottom. And we're going to top stitch that. I'm actually going to top stitch it this way. And that is mainly because of the fact that I want to control this vinyl here. So that's going to be a lot of pulling down and making sure that I'm not pulling like at an angle because it does want to stretch. Look, there's nothing really wrong with a stretchy vinyl as long as you know it's stretchy. Yeah, Salty. Bo says don't fight it. Just buy the pattern. If you follow Love Lola, she has an affiliate link. I don't know. Maybe Vanessa does too. I haven't gotten a chance to really look at her pattern as much. But when I find out somebody has an affiliate link, I usually like to use that link. And I believe all the Orosa patterns are on sale. So if you haven't grabbed one, grab it because her patterns are amazing. You learn something new every pattern. Her patterns are kind of like those lessons, like language lessons, where they teach you a couple of words and then they teach you how to use those words. And then in the next lesson, they teach you new words while still using the old words. It's kind of neat. I like how she does that. You see, there's already a little bit of a wave, and that's because, like I said, see how there's that little pop there? It's because this is a weak vinyl or a stretchy vinyl. This actually would be a really good vinyl for the Fiona fold over. Anything with this kind of drape is amazing for that bag. Who enables you? That's my friend Bo on who said, be right back. I'm going to buy the pattern. She's on the gram. So yes, we have enablers all over the place. I had a nickname in culinary school. It was Cake Pusher. Because I come, hey, look what I made. Oh, that's good. You want a bite? No, that's okay. Oh, but you don't want a bite? Oh, sure. Like, and then of course I'd laugh and they're like, man, how does that face always get me every time? Because it does. Let's see, put those scissors away. So we've got that one. All right. Snip at 45 degrees. Okay, and then we're going to be doing, so before I do anything else, I'm going to clip my bottom center. Just in case, because this, like I said, this is a wavy. It's like you say that like it's an insult. It wasn't. Certainly wasn't me. You're getting enabled across the platforms here. Where'd you go? Okay, so I'm also going to put my tag. I think I'm gonna put it right there. Yes, I like that. I'm put my metal tag, whatever label you would like to put. Come over. It's a need I can't explain. All righty. So the brand me tags, by the way, are in production. And they will let me know when they are done. Someone was like, "Oh, I thought you did in-house printing." I'm like, "Oh, I wish." And then now I'm looking up UV printers to see if maybe I can print vinyl in-house. Wasn't selling. My team leader and I were buttering up the maintenance people. That's what you do. That's exactly what you do. Kindness gets you a long way. Anytime my husband or I deal with somebody with an issue in the customer service arena, if you come in with grace and kindness, I know you're in a bad mood. I know you're having a rough day. And I know I'm not the first part of it, but this is the first part of our interaction. Let's start off on the right foot. You will get a lot more out of us if you're just kind. Like, there was no way my husband was going to let me deal with the water company at this point. So when he spoke with the manager, he let him know, and he made them listen to the call too for the water company with all that nonsense. So we got refunded pretty much all of our meals. And we were late, so they took off a late fee even. So they took care of the issue in a better way. I mean, it didn't fix the fact that we were out of water for over 24 hours, but I will tell you, I've never been without water before, and that is the last time I will ever be without water if I can help it. That was awful. I still think it should be illegal to turn off water for the toilets. Oh my gosh, yes. Oh, look at how that looks. Oh, he gonna love this. I love making stuff for him. I love making stuff, period. Even when I'm fighting. Like, I will say the piping's going a little better now that I'm not looking for perfection. Not going back, not obsessing with one part that might be a little less sewn close to means that I can enjoy the bag. If you focus on the tiny mistakes, the little scotches, the fact that it might be askewed a little bit, you're not going to see the beautiful thing that you just made. Whether I got some train wrecks, okay, I'm not going to lie. I have some train wrecks. I have some bags that look at me and go, "Unalive me, please. Let me rest. Send my soul." But it doesn't mean that I'm not proud of myself for what I've done. I cut and destroyed fabric and then put it back together into something new and sort of beautiful. I know I say it every live, and I'm going to keep saying it, but just give yourself a little grace. Give yourself a moment to congratulate yourself. How does that look? For tonight, you will be. Damn it! I forgot my washer again. Yeah, that's what it is. So I get into a point sometimes where my anxiety a lot just like goes off the rails and I start stress eating. And I can tell when I'm stress eating and not just, indulging, because like the other day I made myself one of those pasta side things, and then I found 4 garlic knots in a Ziploc bag, and I ate all of that. I gorged myself. And believe me, I was miserable. Where's my tape? Oh, please. Tape. Oh, tape. Here, tape, 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 tape. Tape, 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 tape. Bloody hell. That actually wasn't that for my birthday. Okay, my tape has disappeared. Fairies, I swear, they have been so mean lately. But that's how I know I'm stress eating. When I eat to the point of being sick, and then an hour later, I'm hungry again. I don't even have any duct tape anymore, do I? Okay, I'm just going to use a couple pieces of double-sided tape, I guess. Where did my bloody tape go? Oh, thank you. It's a good vibe to have. It is a hard thing. It's easy for me to say, but I have struggled, and I have a very good positive reinforcement with my husband. Um, I'm also, this is what I'm making, the mini traveler sling pouch by Kandou. It is in my link tree. That's where we're at right now. You know, one day y'all will come on and I won't be looking for like 1,000 things and screaming about fairies. I don't know if that day will ever happen, but we'll see. Normally I put some paper tape over these, but I'm just going to put a little bit of, I guess, double-sided tape. I'm going to pull a Saya here and just put that there. There we go. Let me know if the music is too loud. Sometimes it feels like it's too loud. All right, where's my zipper tape? It's right here. But yes, that's how I know I'm stress eating. Is oh God, Frida, I want to print vinyl so badly. I want to do it so badly. We'll see how Dragon Con goes, because it is there. It is in my brain now. It's all Christy's fault, because she's like, "Oh, I thought you printed out." So I'm like, "Damn it! Now I got to find out how to do that." Where can I figure this out? All right, so I cut a piece of zipper tape. You know me, longer than needed. Probably a little longer than I needed to do even for me. Once I figure out I'm stress eating, I'm able to control it a lot better. We were in Sam's the other day. I'm going to put some double-sided tape here. We were in Sam's the other day, and Lucky Charms were on sale. And y'all have to know, I have a huge weakness for Lucky Charms. And he's like, "Well, go ahead and get it." I'm like, "Well, I don't want to stress buy it." He's like, "It's okay. You can stress buy a little bit." I'm like, "No, because if I stress buy this, I'm going to stress eat it." He's like, "What do you mean you're going to stress eat it?" I'm like, "I will open this box, unhinge my jaw, and throw milk and the cereal in." He's like, "Okay, so go ahead and put that box back." Thank you. Yes, I do supplement. Okay, garlic knots. Well, you're not wrong. Garlic knots go with pasta, but I didn't need the whole pasta side and all 4 garlic knots. They were pretty good sized garlic knots. Nope, not muted. Not that I know of. Can everybody else hear me? Y'all know me. I talk a mile a minute. So I don't know if there's any quiet. But let me know, because then I can pop out and pop back in. Okay, good. Cynthia, did your headphones? Did your headphones go back in again? Because I think that's what happened last time. Yeah, I think it's your earbuds connected again. That's usually what happens. It's not often that it's not not on my end. I kind of want to put it here, I think. That you did. Hey, you, and well, I'm here. We'll see. I might put one of them here. and put stitch with all my love inside. I like that idea. Okay, right here. Hang on. Before I forget to do this, I'm going to go ahead and something that you did to me, you ought to know. There you are. So whenever I put down my woven labels, I use this little thing from Sewing Blurbs. It has lines for when you're. Okay, it was almost your earbuds, man. They vicious sometimes. Yes, that'll be fine. But I'm gonna move it just a smidge. Okay, so I'm just basing on this real quick. But this has lines so that I know and can make sure that the actual label will be seen. Let's see. So yes, there is a way to supplement on vinyl. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do it, mainly because of the fact that you have to use white. And I have seen that most folks say that it wipes off after a while because sublimation is an ink that turns into a gas and then is pressed into a polyester surface and then dyes those fibers or that surface. Because there is a way, there's also, I'm not sure. See, those are the things that I'm definitely going to be trying. It's on my list of projects after Dragon Con to get done. Because I did find that direct to film, so DTF transfers, do transfer nicely onto vinyl. Because I'm wanting to do some patchwork and stuff and panels and things like that, or just add stuff on. But in that case, the DTF printers are just as expensive as the UV printers. So I might as well just get the UV, excuse me, and print directly on there. Mainly because the actor that plays Gizmo is going to be at Dragon Con. Gizmo from What We Do in Shadows. And Positive did, I marked, by the way, the center of my zipper. Is going to be at Dragon Con, and I want to do something so badly so that I can meet him and show him that he's been drawn as a cat. It makes me so happy to think of how happy he will be. I'd also love to meet Alan Tudyk so that I can, puzzle piece. Get him to sign something because he plays Dr. Calvary on American Dad, and that's Aaron's favorite character. So I have tape basted my zipper. Let's see. Hershey says I've done bags and supplemented on polyester fabric. I really, really enjoy working on vinyl because it's easier to clean. But I have seen some folks. Oh, if you're doing bag making, there is a Sublimation for Bag Making Club on Facebook. They are wonderful. Everybody has lovely tips. If you have a problem, a lot of them can help you figure it out, or at least just commiserate with you because you're like, why is this not working now? Because sublimation. Can you do close? I believe you can print on just about anything with UV. So I'm just like, I'm looking. Problem is I found one that costs as much as my car, and I'm like, I don't have that kind of money. We'll do a fundraiser. I'll make baked goods. No problem, Hershey. It really is a great group. I do love that group. Okay, so I've got that, and then she has you baste it. I don't put my zipper pull on until afterwards. That's why it's, ungodly long. Because I think you want it going up that way anyways. Okay. So what you are supposed to do, I don't know if I messed this up or not, is you cut out mirrored of this piece, of your lining piece. Is that right sides up? Okay, with wrong sides facing up. So you do this, and you're supposed to cut this one. So Erin's lining is going to be inside out because I was like, oh, I'll just cut it without it already. Okay, so I'm going to help you out with this. When you are cutting for your shorter piece, because that's like a 1/2 of an inch. And I don't like waste. What are you going to do with a 1/2 of an inch of waterproof of your lining? You're not going to do anything with it. We know the truth. So if you are doing so, what you want to do is cut this one without the 1/2 inch, with the right side facing up, with the right side of your fabric facing up, and so right sides together. There you go. Right sides together. Right side of the pattern to the right side of the bag. And then you're going to cut 1/2 inch less. So what I did was I drew around it, but I stopped at the line, or you can fold this down, which is what I did with the other piece. But yeah, you could just fold this down. So just kind of score it a little bit and fold it back. Put your right side of your pattern to the right side of your lining and cut accordingly. Do not do like I do and put it on the wrong side. But that's okay, because we're just going to do it anyways this way. Mainly because of the fact that it is for my husband. He's not going to care. In fact, he's going to like it better because this is smoother than this side. It's an Otter Tech, so all right. So I'm going to clip these together. Boop. You know what was great? I got kind of, because I put on my stories that I dyed my hair blue and then put the red and yellow extensions in. And I'm like, I got carpet hair. And I got a couple messages. I got one message from someone who had been watching me talk about it on here. And she's like, oh, you were serious. I'm like, yeah, I was serious. Why would I be serious? I didn't go and get those pieces dyed because I would have had to pull all the color from my hair. That was more work than I wanted to do. This was already a lot of work. Yeah, so you take the shorter piece and put that together because then they're going to match nicely. And then we are going to sew that. Okay. Oh, nice. Nice. Wait, let me see. So take the trimmed pocket piece, wrong sides together. Right sides together, I'm sorry. Align midpoints, which I did, and the side edges, which I did. Clip together and sew at a generous 1/4 inch, which means I shouldn't have to worry about doing a trim or anything. Come on, though. Okay. And don't forget, I do have my nails today, so I do have to pop off here about 11, between 10:30 and 11, so that I can get some lunch, which we have some leftover pasta that I use the recipe from your barefoot neighbor. I love his stuff. And it's delicious. Alrighty. All right, now we're going to clip corners again. Where's my scissors? These are my clippy scissors. So that means if you use tape, you're going to have to kind of pull that up a little bit. I don't cut my zipper. It feels like living on the edge in the wrong way. And she does not have you cut your zipper either. I'm just saying that's not in the pattern, just so you know. But she does have you clip these corners. And that will help with your bulk on the side. Okay. So one of the things that we want to make sure, if at all possible, is that everything fits nicely. It's going to help us top stitch, as well as make sure that stuff is in, because we're going to catch pretty much all of this in the seam. Where's my roller? So I'm going to kind of tug at this a bit to get a nice flat seam on my, there we go. If you are using fabrics, you can press this. I'm just gonna, there we go. So I noticed in some sewing videos that like Jess does a lot of this, like a lot of extra touching, and I don't know why it makes my left eye twitch. It's just something I noticed, that there's a lot of extra touching. I'm like, at some point I'm like, you really should be buying that bag of drink now. Stop touching it. There we go. Like, there's just a lot of extra smoothing. And I'm like, I understand you want the bag to look great, but come on. Ooh, I just barely put that tag in a good spot. It's kind of too late. We're not top stitching. Okay, so yeah, we are top stitching. Clipping my threads. Yeah, my woven tag is just right. But I like that. That looks nice. Do it again. All right, now we're going to take our other piece, which normally would be right side up for y'all. It's wrong side up for me because I cut mine incorrectly. That's on me. And we're going to make sure that everything lines up well. Stumble you might fall, stumble you might fall. Very dance music-y today. Gonna get myself connected. I ain't gonna go blind. If you're new here, it is 90s music always. Pretty much. Sometimes I switch over to the 80s. But the thing is that most music that you're like, oh, I thought that song was in the 80s. It was probably in 1991 or to 93. Who's there? Cynthia went knock knock. Did y'all lose sound on me? Is it me this time? Oh, I'm sorry, Jamie. I didn't see that. Looking it up. So is there a bag making for beginners page or other resources? Okay. Okla Roots is a really, really, really good tutorialist for beginnings, especially if you're on a domestic machine. She sews everything on her domestic. If you're looking for domestic friendly patterns or a Rosa, she always sews all of her patterns on domestics. Sincerely Jen is a nice middle ground. She's got some easier ones. Lynn's has some interesting bags, but her zipper installations are usually a lot. Like there's no gusset to help it with. And I highly recommend joining the Sew Whatever group. It is a great oh, okay. You sent a request to join RQ. To join which page, hon? Yeah, So Whatever is a really good group. And Bag Making Besties is another good group. Bag Making Besties is run mainly by Amber, the crafty reporter, which sometimes my husband calls her the crafty librarian or the crafty stenographer, or I mean, he comes up with some interesting names. I'm like, stop that. I am basting this zipper down onto this back piece. A little bit. And then back down. So what now I'm going to do is not that. I was just going to go straight down, but I haven't put my zipper pull on. So, oh, thank you. Oh, I forgot to put my goal up. That's right. No problem, Jamie. What's RQ? The coffee might not have kicked in. Sometimes I'm not that bright. But I'm not going to jump over that. I'm going to push up this way. I'm going to do a jump thread. And then I'm going to do just barely 1/8 of an inch around. This is probably going to get cut out because we're going to trim it out. But this will, ooh, snakes. I went off the range there. This will keep everything nice and straight, especially with this stretchy vinyl. That's another thing, Jamie, is always look at your materials. A lot of times a bag is more difficult if you use, I don't want to say problem child, but you know, if you use difficult materials. So if you're not sure how something's going to work for you, use the recommended materials. Sometimes that helps too. And keeping your stabilizers as much out of your seams is nice too. Even though my machine can handle a lot, can I type them in chat? How does one do that? Hosts, guests. Nope, that's not it. I would gladly if I knew how to do that. Let's see. I made my first bag with weird stretch fabric I had on hand. It was horrible. It will do that. It will definitely do that. Yeah, Deb, purse feet usually heavy. No, purse feet are usually very light depending on which ones you get. Oh, no, I'm happy to help as much as I can. I'm good with technology once I figure it out. Social media that I'm not good with sometimes. One of the first bags I made with a custom fabric was a cotton lycra. And there were many, many curse words involved in making that bag. With stretchy fabric, you definitely want to make sure that you interface it really, really well. All right, so let's check in and see what we got here. So we've got the zipper done, installed with the bottom top stitched, and then I have the back of the fabric, the backing lining tacked on. Oh, I actually do use I just use a prong one because again, I'm trying not to add too much expense, but they're still really strong. You just want to make sure that you install them properly is all. So that's what we have so far. So I have my label. Oh God, that looks so pretty. I'm glad I didn't go with gold hardware. I think the nickel's going to have a nice contrast. Let's see. So we've done that step. Now she wants you to trim the zipper. I will do that afterwards. So the reason she has you trim the zipper is so you can place it properly. You know me, I love points of connection. Hey, Twyla, I am making the mini traveler sling by Kandou. Instead of trimming, I'm just going to mark it, which is just me putting my ruler up against the outer piece and getting a nice straight line and then marking. And now I got to find my mids again. I marked it. There you are. Right there. Okay. All right. Then we are going to see. Yep. Trimming. Okay. Attach upper section of mid front B. That's this. So take the upper section, lay it flat, wrong side facing up. So it's pretty much connecting it, and we're going to have little corners. Okay. Do I have my mid mark? I do. Let me take off. Now she lets you know how much over you should be on your mid mark, on your edges. That's not going to show up really for me because I didn't trim off my zipper. I can see a little bit on this side that I do have some overhang. Oh, there you go. I do have a little bit of overhang. Oh. You scared me with it. Ah, little dinosaur. Thank you. I love the little dinosaur. All right. So to check that, I'm just going to pull that up. I don't like that placement. So I'm going to scooch it a little this way, actually, I think. That's good. Okay. Boop. And then we sew. And then we clip. So what I do when it's this type of item, the mid marks help, but what really helps is pulling it up. So when I pulled it up first, this was a little bit farther off. So we can see now that it should line up nicely. There we go. That angle's a little better. So that should line up pretty nicely. If you know your fabric moves in a certain way, like with domestics, if you're not using a walking foot, it does push the fabric a little forward. I know that one of my machines does a lot with certain ones. Bo's up there singing Wonderwall. It makes me laugh. So if you know it's going to push a little bit, make sure you're either holding your fabric really well using double-sided tape, which they do make. Driss makes a wash-away tape that is really good for fabric. and domestic machines because it doesn't gum it up. I have found that it doesn't gum it up. Or when you line up your stuff, line it up in the direction you know that's against what it's going to push. So if it's going to, because it's going to push it forward, line it up just a smidge back. I started doing that when I was working on a domestic. Most of the time, I don't have an issue with it doing that on here because I work, semi-exclusively with vinyls. However, I do notice sometimes it does that, especially when it's a stretchy vinyl. And it makes me want to stretch it. Just waving to my neighbor. Walking the dog. Okay. So now we're going to flip up. Okay, yes, and I was right. And then we're going to add a zipper pull because I do not want to forget to do that. If you're new to... Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Yes. What is that thing you use? Oh, yes, Kelly. This is my thread zapper. It's in my storefront on my Amazon store. It's a candle lighter, but it's rechargeable. And it lets you know how much of the battery is being used or how much battery you have left. And yeah, it zaps and melts the threads. I also use it on my zipper to help it not to fray. And I do that on the vinyl as well. Vinyl. Webbing. There's the word, webbing. I have gremlins that take things. Oh my, yes, I have. I'm sorry. I always forget to look over there. I need to figure out in the next place where we live a place to put it so I can see everybody's comments at once better. Oh, here, I'm so sorry I didn't see you. Thank you. And Bo said the creative bag making group is a nice one too. They do a lot of those groups. You can get really great inspiration, but I do want to give you the advice to be inspired and not despaired by what other people are doing. Be inspired that they got there, and that means you have a chance to get there. You have a chance to do beautiful things. And it's hard because let me tell you, when I see some of these bags Wish Upon a Rainbow does, Jessa, my soul leaves my body for a moment. They're gorgeous. But that doesn't mean that I should be sad or jealous. Okay, you can be a little jelly. Be a little jelly. It's okay. We can all be jelly. Just don't be jam. Just don't be jam. Be a smooth jelly. And take that inspiration and do something with it. She does 90% Disney stuff. Are you a horror girly? Are you a nature girly? Are you a nature sower? I mean, you have the chance to do something with what you love. Because I'm telling you right now, there's somebody out there that wants a cottagecore mushroom bag that has way too many details on it, but will give them everything that they ever wanted in life to make them happy. And it's going to be because you would want something like that and you decided to make it. Exactly. Always give yourself grace. Be kind to yourself. If it's easy to be kind to others, why is it so hard to be kind to ourselves? Stitch length. I am using 4. It's got 4 and then one of the little dots. I use a nice long stitch length because I don't want things to stretch too badly. Like any art, you have to decide what you like. Exactly. You figure out what you like and then you go for it. Oh, she's like, what's my neighbor doing? And Oma said that she has gremlins that take things. Mine are fairies, because otherwise I think they're ghosts, and I don't need to be haunted. I already have a bunch of ghost cats in this house. Oh, I'm going to miss the little ghost kitties. And I know there's ghost cats, because the other night I woke up swearing to all that is holy and unholy that one of my cats was snuggled up to me, and then I heard his bell across the room, and I was like, oh, it must be Tiamat, but it wasn't Tiamat. Oh no, it was nobody. There was nothing there, but I could have sworn there was a cat next to me. Now it could be that they moved, but I think it's the ghost cats. I have issues with placing straps on bags. Okay, so straps on bags. You're going to need painter's tape and a good plethora of rulers. And I like, not just like, this is a good one, the 1x8 from Lauren Mormino. I have a, what is this one? This one's 6. I have a 5-inch. Get a 4-inch. The extra rulers help, but the painter's tape, what you can do is you can put that over the bag and over the handles so that they stay. So you put the handle down, you put the painter's tape, and then it doesn't move, and you can sew it much better. I cut and skived 3 bags yesterday. Woof. Oh no. Yes, definitely. I recommend these. I also recommend an arthritis rub. Even if you don't think you have arthritis, it's amazing because it goes into your muscles. There are some CBD rubs as well that are really good. And once I find one again, I will definitely let y'all know, because I love that stuff. It definitely helps your hands, but the gloves help because they keep things from, it just keeps a little bit of tension. So I don't know. It compresses and it works. And Twyla yells at me if I don't have it on. First thing she comes on. Where's your glove? Ah! So I've trimmed off some stuff. I'm going to go ahead and apply my zipper. I don't feel like fighting with a zipper today, so I'm going to use my little helper. Sometimes I can put them on by hand. I used to only put them on by hand, but then I got nails, and now it doesn't help as much. So, by the way, you want to make sure your zipper is going from the low end to the high. So I'm going to put mine on, and then I'm going to keep it right in the middle. This is looking so cute. Look at how adorable that is. Stop. And Twyla, I appreciate it, because I have con mush brain right now. Like, Aaron asked me something, and he had to ask me 3 times because the words would not compute. They came in and they're like, this is a foreign language. And I'm like, guys, no, it's not a foreign language. It's English. You understand this. You know what's going on. Why were you not thinking of these words? So yeah. He's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not okay. I've got mush brain right now. Or he calls it puddin' head. You got puddin' head. My name's Puddin'. Okay. Also, if you're new here, I'm sorry. I use a lot of American Dad quotes. 90% of them, I don't know if any of y'all get it. Yes, I think he's going to love it. He loves a nice compact bag. Because he has pants that he wears that the pockets, like his phone is too heavy in them. So it bothers him to try to carry it around. Okay, so now I'm going to cut down my zipper. And I know normally y'all don't see me get this close, but I'm going to line it up nicely. Turn that side. Because it's right there in the seam. And I am very happy to see that I'm cutting exactly on the lines I drew. So that makes me happy to know that that worked. I can put a zipper on with just that much tape, but oh man, will y'all hear me cursing a little bit. And I'm going to go through real quick and make sure that my edges are singed. It's on the seam allowance, or it'll be in the seam allowance. So I'm not worried about if I accidentally burn a little bit of my vinyl or that. But you do want to be wary of where that heat is going. All right, that looks good. Very happy. All righty. So I used some scraps to cut out the slip pockets. You can tell it's a scrap because I made it fit because it's just like right there. Puddinhead. It is. It's so cute. Puddinhead. Oh. Double checking everybody. Okay, so we officially have the front zipper pocket. So now we're going to work on the front slip pocket. Oh, it's only 9:30. Okay, so it's a pretty quick pattern. That's nice to know. All right, so with front panel laid flat, that's this, right side facing up, take one slip pocket lining, I'll do the purple, and place it on top, right sides together. Okay. Am I stitching? Yeah, hang on, I'm going to stitch. So I'm going to stitch from the top of the lining, and that's mainly because I don't want it to shift really. So I'm going to mark my seam allowance because it's not anything over 1/4 of an inch. I mark because I don't have markings on my thing. I also don't trust that. Not that I think the markings are incorrect. I don't trust myself to be able to keep it on the marking. My eyes tend to travel even when I'm sewing. You can mark your mids if you want, but it looks like it pretty much matches. You know what, though? It's just off enough that it's going to bother me if I don't have a contact point. A point of contact. Here we go. Keep it rocking. Shake it, shake it. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it. Oh, where are you going? All right. Right there. It says, let's see, clip together, sew at 3/8. It said it is actually narrower. All right. See how I put this together? Very demure, very polite. Sorry. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much. Alrighty. We had sherbet too late last night, so my eyes are a little little strained today because I know my sugar's a little high. There we go. So sometimes it's easier just for me to take off my glasses. Press the seam allowance up. So this way, I guess. Yes. See the dark side too. All right. Before going any further, make sure your pocket fold line is clearly marked on the side edges of the panel. Okay, so my markings are actually on the back, so that's not going to really do me any good. So we are going to transfer those markings to the front. Nobody heard you. Okay. If you're mad, get mad. Okay, there we go. Make sure that that's level. What you got to hide? I've been angry too. Alrighty. How is it the glasses always seem to get so filthy? So, yes, demure. I did a video. And I'm side-eyeing myself because I'm like, what is wrong with it? It just makes me laugh so much. I love it. Coffee's out. Oh. Alrighty, here we go. Goodness, I've overfilled my cup a little bit. Alrighty. Okay. The song is I'll Stand By You by the Pretenders. Which, if you've never heard that song before, I need you to go listen to that song. All right. So we've got that done. Okay, and it says to lay this piece aside. Well, wait. Okay, see, she doesn't tell you to top stitch that. I need to make sure that I didn't just miss it. Okay, center top line, then stitch, press seam allowance up, which I did. See, this is something that their testers should have let them know, is that they missed putting a step in here. Because if you look in the picture, it looks like they top stitched this down. But I don't see. Okay, I see why. Nope, that's on the top. Or maybe it's just really pressed. Okay. I'm going to top stitch this down because it's going to affect the fold if I don't. So I'm going to top stitch this. It's not in the instructions. I don't see it. I could be missing it. Y'all know me. I miss things. Okay. Your different size rulers for straps. Is that for the different widths? Oh, you have a good day at work, Cynthia. So for that, I use different sizes for placement. It helps a lot to be able to put the ruler in the middle between it. So if you have a bag where it says you need to have it 2 inches from the middle, that means that a 4-inch ruler in between those straps will keep them vertical and perpendicular correctly. Oh, God, that was a lot of SAT words. So it'll just keep them straight. I'm going to do a very close to the edge top stitching on this. Like I said, mainly because I just want to make sure that it has a nice flatness to it. If you are using fabric here, you're probably not going to have to do that necessarily. But a good top stitch keeps everything from being too poofy. Okay, now we're going to set this aside. We're going to take this piece and this piece. In the instructions, you are putting together a fastener tab. I'm not doing a fastener tab. Make sure that that's pulled up. Okay, yes, everybody's updated. I'm not doing the fastener tab. It's just a slip pocket. I think it'll be fine. If you are using this for like if you made this a smidge wider, you could probably put like a Kindle in it. I mean, it's almost big enough for, oh snap. Yeah, it's big enough for my mini iPad. So it's probably big enough for like a Kindle or that. Then I would put a snap tab. The snap tab will keep it from like popping out when you like lean down. I don't think he's going to need the snap tab. I also didn't cut it and now I'm not doing it. You can't make me. No. It's That's what happens when I watch 80s horror movies, 80s comedy. Like, if you like comedic horror of any, well, it's not really horror. If you just like a good comedy, My Best Friend is a Vampire is really good. I enjoyed that a lot. What I really enjoy is that, so the main character is turned into a vampire. And it's not really a spoiler. The parents suspect something's going on. Instead of, like, the writers wrote that instead of it going straight to like, oh, he's on drugs, or, you know, he's selling his body or some nonsense like that, they start to think he might be gay. And they are so accepting of it. Like, it's amazing how, like, kind the writers have this. Like, they're reading books on it, and they're like, you know, hey, if you have anything to tell us, we're here for you. And, you know, I didn't like the line, I really wanted grandchildren, but in the time period it was done, which was like 83 or 84, I'm not surprised by that type of thought process, but it's a really kind of sweet thought process that they actually were already thinking of stuff like that. So it's a good movie. It's got some cringy parts in it, of course, because, you know, it's old, but it's cute. It really is. It's a nice intro to vampires too. All right, so I have right sides together. So if you were doing the snap tab, you'll have basted that snap tab here and then put both of these together. I'm sewing with my lining up because it's not the same length. All right, so we're going to sew this together at 3/8, and then we're going to top stitch. Like I said, in the picture, it looks like there's top stitching, but it also might just be really pressed, and they're also using a gingham. So if it's folded just right, that could look like top stitching. Okay. This is, like I said, another stretchy. This is a very stretchy fabric, so I'm just kind of, or vinyl. So I'm just making sure that I'm not taking my clips off too early. And then I'm not stitching onto the vinyl by itself. Like, now I really want to make a Phoebe fold over with this because it is such a soft, drapey vinyl. I just have to be careful about that. All right, and then we top stitch. Are we pushing? Yes, we are pushing our seam down. There we go. With stretchy things too, like how I folded it over, I started in the middle and pushed outward. And that's going to keep it from stretching one way or the other. Every time I look up at the gram, I see Bo's lyrical singing of Wonderwall. All right, so now I'm going to top stitch. So proud of all that I accomplished yesterday. I got this bag cut out. I got the angel bag finished. And then I did like another 10 key fobs with scrap fabrics and stuff. Or scrap vinyl. So I'm like, I got stuff done. Yay. It was a bit of a fight though, because I'm like, oh, I don't want to be in here doing all of this nonsense. Oh, and I finished like another 8 shade slayers, the sunglass holders. So I felt really productive. Okay, so we're assembling the slip pocket. Assemble. We're going to lay the main front piece flat. So we're going to do this one. There we go. I'm trying to get it so y'all can see. Right side facing up with the pocket lining at the top. And then wrong side facing up and upside down. So we're pretty much, what we're doing is we're lining up these. Dream to me, dream to me. Okay, so it should be, yeah. Okay, so looks like I cut one of my linings a little short, which is fine. It's not too short, because what we're doing is we're going to line up our seams. So this seam on the, there we go, on the bottom part, and this seam on the top part. And that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to line those up, and I'm going to clip the side there. Make sure they're lined up over here. Clip that. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm like, it looks like 1/8 of an inch short on the red. It'll be fine. It will be fine. So I do, by the way, have a subscription club on the clock app here. And the subscription will get exclusive videos where it's a little bit closer. It's some other random tips on stuff on how I do things. Once I get a little bit more of a subscription following, I'll probably start sending out maybe like some stickers or something. Actually, that might be with the Ko-fi. Sorry, I have to adjust things. This tank top likes to roll up sometimes if I'm not careful. What am I? Okay, so we're sewing at 1/4 of an inch around this pocket. But yeah, just wanted to mention that because I did release my first one. Where are we starting at? Okay, we're going to start right under our edge of the vinyl on that. We're just going to go 1/4 of an inch around. Right up. Trying to decide if I want that pasta or just heat up a pizza. I've been eating like a freaking possum lately. Just been garbage eating lunch. Like literally the other day, like not yesterday, but the day before, I just didn't feel like even making anything or going to get anything, to the point that I just grabbed the last of the white mountain bread and half a block of cheese and just ate. I didn't even get a knife to cut the cheese, to slice up the cheese. I was just like biting hunks off, putting it on the bread, and folding the bread slice in half, and then eating it. I don't know what's wrong with me. It was the most garbage, trash animal lunch ever. I'm going to clip these little corners here. Just to kind of, I don't know. There's no reason to do that, actually. Don't worry about doing that. Okay, so now, okay. Like I said, I have a bad habit of just looking at the pictures. And I say bad habit as in it's just, it's not a bad habit, but it's not a great habit. So what I'm going to do is I've got my marks here at the top, the fold mark, and then I've got my mark here on the bottom. I'm going to gently match those up. And actually, it's laying exactly where it needs to be, because okay, so it looks a little higher than the mark, and that's because when I marked it, the ruler creates that extra chunk of it. It's a little difficult to explain right now. I have mush brain, so I have pudding head. It's pudding head. Okay, so I've clipped those together so that when I fold this back, I've got my line and everything matched up. Ta-da! Now, what you could do is you could have this piece be this piece is the same material, and you could try to match it up. You're going to spend a while doing that, but you could try. It doesn't feel right on that side. I think it's because it's being a stretchy little butt head. See, it should match up. So I'm kind of adjusting a little bit. It might be because I didn't do that generous of a zip. So mine might be a little long in a place. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out how to make it look better. See, that's fine. There we go. Yeah, I think that's probably what it is that my fold needs to be a little bit. There is a chance I'm making this harder than it should be. There we go. It also might be the stretchiness of the vinyl. Okay. Ta-da! So what you should be able to do is fold this at the line, and then match it up to your line here. Okay. I think I'm having to adjust because of my zipper, and it's perfectly fine. So I kept that clipped where I want it, and now we're going to top stitch this. If you're using fabric, I would actually put a little piece of like Decovil Light right before you stitch this. I would tuck it in there, and that would give it a nice stability so it's not all floppy. Okay, so there's that. Now I'm going to push that back up, put it in its place. There we go. There's a good chance that what I just basted is going to end up getting cut out. So you don't have to do a whole lot of stitching, but we're just going to baste this so that it doesn't move. So like sometimes you're like, oh, I'm going to put extra stitching here so that it's nice and stable. The problem is there's a really good chance that you're going to end up cutting out those stitches. So just kind of think about that. If it's a bound bag, yes, go right ahead. Make sure you're not overdoing it. 1 or 2 is good enough. 7 or 8 is a little excessive, and just wailing on it is just not a good idea. Okay. Oh, that's right. I was going to put that in there, wasn't I? It is not too late. Damn it. I was going to put that so that it was right here, the Stitch with Love. That's okay. I'll think on that still. Okay. And then there's directions on putting the matching snap on here, which I'm not doing a snap or a snap tab. You could probably also just do like a quick snap inside too, to where it'll at least button close if you're concerned about that. Okay, so the way she has you do the D-rings, I would add a little bit of extra to it so that you can overhang it. Overhanging your D-ring is always a good idea. Where do you belong? So we're going to fit that right in the middle. I'm going, where's my ruler? There it is. I'm going, what, about 1/4 of an inch? Yeah, just about 1/4 of an inch over. Hi, Joseph. How are you? We are sewing up the mini traveler sling bag from Kandou. Just with Okla Roots did it, and Aaron actually was like, I would like one of those. I'm like, well, holy hell. You expressed an opinion. I'm going to make you whatever you want. All right, so there's that. We've got that on there. So that's the front pretty much done. So we've got that little sneaky. I say sneaky because it looks almost like this is put together. So with that line, it actually doesn't unhide your pocket because it just looks like it's, because of this part down here, it looks like it's, you know, a pieced together part. So I might put a little snap there just so that he can snap it closed. But I mean, right now, without, no, Sirish, I can just about fit my my mini in here. It's just a smidge bigger than this pocket. So if you were to print this at 110 or 115, you would most likely be able to get your Kindle in here. So I will be talking to some Kindle folks to see where are you at? To see what they think about that thought process. Also, my hair is blue now. Boop. And it's got a little curl to it. I got a new curler, so I'm trying that out. All right, so our front is done. Now, in the pattern, you also put a D-ring over on one of the sides. I like having a more versatile bag. It also means that a left-handed person doesn't look at the bag and go, oh, it's for right-handed. Oh my God, I am beyond excited. Look what else I got to put in my hair. I got these hair clips. So these are the other colors in the carpet. I'm trying to get them to curl. Bo gave me some really good suggestions for that. So I'm going to have carpet hair. I don't think I've ever seen anybody with carpet hair, so I'm really excited to start this trend. So we are doing the back a little differently because how could we not, you know? So I've marked my zipper box, but because I've changed my mind on something, I might have to scooch that up just a smidge. So I'm going to do a hidden connector set on the back so that it can be left-handed or right-handed, and it's going to be in the style of the one from Knotted Threads, the Rosie. I love how she does a hidden connector. So stinking clever. Okay, so I need tape. So I have a 7 by 2-inch piece that I folded the raw edges in. Boop. Yeah, you can see my pink marking. So I'm going to take a piece of tape. I'm trying to remember how we do this. What's that looking at? Okay, so I know I need to mark where I want this to sit. Yes. I try to keep things away from a curve. So we're actually going to do, so I'm doing 1 inch up. I'm going to make a mark. And I want it to be 1 inch away, or 3/4. Yeah, 3/4 will be fine. So I'm making a mark from the bottom 1 inch and from the sides 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to transfer that mark. It can be a little nerve-wracking to do hidden connectors. So I will say the Rosie tutorial on how she does her connectors for that and the Rowena are amazing. It's such a good instruction on how to do these and not feel like you're ripping apart your threads or your fabric in that. Hidden connectors usually make me nervous, but like the way we do it, the way you do it on the Rowena and the way you do it on here, it's just perfection. Okay, so I'm going to carefully cut 1 inch lines. I'm going to be slightly shorter than 1 inch. There we go. I use a scalpel and I push down first and then I draw up and I stop short of the line because you can always open up more than you can. You can't like close up a hole like that. So I'm not going to put my D-rings on just yet. So with the wrong side of my strap up, I'm going to push my vinyl into that hole that I made. Come on, maybe. There we go. Okay, now if your hole, like that is obviously too short. Make sure that that's 1 inch. Okay, so I'm going to go over here with some really pointy sharp scissors, and I'm just going to snip a little first, and then we're going to see if that lets it lie more flat. You really don't want it bulking too badly. Tight, yes. Half a size smaller, not 3 sizes smaller. I'm a size 11, but I ain't going to try a 9. I will try a 9 on just in case. Okay. There we go. You want it to lay flat. So we're going to have that just like this. I'm going to take the tape pattern. I'm going to take the paper off the tape. And then we are going to draw a line, 1/4 inch. I think I'm going to do an 1/8. I don't think I need, well, we'll do 1/4. 1/4 there and 1/4 there. Okay. I'm going to sew a little box. Okay. I'm just going to, so I drew a little box. I'm going to do a quick stitch around that. I'll get some more. And it's at 10 o'clock. Oh, we're doing good. All right. Be very mindful of your corners. Can't help it. I'm sorry. They're very demure little box, very mindful, very polite, very cute. Actually, joking aside, you do want to make sure you don't over sew that box too much. Boom, boom, yeah. Okay, so now what we're going to do is pull that over. Ta-da! Okay. We've got our other cut line. Oh, we want to put our rings on, though. This is important. At this point, once you have that box done, put your rings on. All right. This is where you kind of got to squish stuff around a little bit, but it is still a really good method. I like it a lot. I know I'm already going to need to trim. If you don't want to really trim while it's in there, just line up your vinyl. Also on this side, it's a good thing to do that anyway, so you know where to cut. Like, if you've got to make it bigger, do you want to add that cut to the top or the bottom? Or does it need to be on both, you know? Okay, that should be good. Yep. Okay. So we're going to stick that in there. Pull that out. I'm going to make sure that it's not too much in there. So I would honestly go with an 8-inch piece, not a 7-inch. Okay. Good news is this is stretchy. It's the first time it's good news. And I hate when things. So now what we have to do is pull this over and draw our little box. And I said, what about? There we go. We both kind of liked it. I just want to make sure Aaron hasn't texted me. Nothing in common. Common ground to start from. We're falling apart. And I'm even marking the bottom and top of the box instead of just the sides, so I know exactly where I want to pivot. Just don't care. Come on, you. There we go. All right, so I've got my little box marked. I'm going to scooch this all the way over. This is a nice, quick bag. I think that it's a lovely bag if you have, I think it's a great bag for kids that you want them to learn to carry their own nonsense. Mom, I don't want to carry this anymore. Put it in your bag. I really think we should make that a normal thing, you know. Make sure, like, this is a stretchy vinyl, so I'm making sure that it's not like going askew because it was wanting to. One thing we've got. This is really good too if you have a teenager. Like anybody that doesn't want to carry a lot but wants something to carry a few items in. Again, I really think just a little bit bigger. And this would be great for Kindles, for small readers. Like, I think I might ask my mom if she wants one. Damn it, you did. Okay. Yeah, I definitely mismeasured on this. I'm just going to go with it because the stitching will help keep it down. I'm really going to have to use this Stretch Armstrong ability here. I always forget, even when I'm making, where are you at? Where'd my scissors go? Oh, there you are. Okay. I'm not going to worry about rivets on this. I'm just going to sew it down. You do use sewing and rivets on the Rosie. For this, it's a tiny bag. You're not putting, if you're putting bricks in it, that's on you. But what I am going to do is take this and lay it as flat as I can and stretch it, because I did make this a little smaller. So definitely do, where's my, okay, not this, pen. Here we go. We'll do 9 inches for dual sling D-ring. Okay. I would do between 8 and 9 inches. And that's because I forgot to compensate for the rings and the under. I also pulled way too much on here. I can see that now. So it's okay. I can make it work, and that's all that matters. So I'm going to lay this flat. I think that's about where I'm going to be able to go. I'm just gonna sew with my heart. We're gonna start right where I can. There we go. The things you say. Okay, now I'm gonna have to back out of the room because I'm real close to my D-ring. And then I'm going to lay everything nice and flat, stretching that vinyl because thankfully I can. I'm going to sew down at 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm going as close as my foot will let me to get right next to that D-ring. Unbelievable. I'm going to back out of the room. And again, pulling down. Right across. Kind of already have where I can get to right there. Okay. And I'm going to pull my threads to the back and then singe them off, hopefully. Come on. There. I see you, you little bugger. Maybe not. I love me some Richard Marks. Come on. Yeah, that one's not coming back. Okay. I have to be really careful as I singe off the one on the front. Okay, there we go. And see there, as you can see, there's a little bit of a curl. It'll be fine. So I'm going to make sure to put my D-rings on the inside. All right, let me see how much of that went out more than I thought. That's okay. Whatever we do. Okay, so I want to go at least 1/4 of an inch. Where's my, and then I'll actually see. Hey, buddy, you come to say hi? Come on. This is an industrial machine. Hey, buddy. This is a Charlie. It's from the company that's New Tech. It's a GS0303. It's a computerized one. You want to say hi? This is why I have to clean my glasses all the time. You want to say hi? Hey. There you go. Say hi. I love you very much. You know that. You're a pain in my butt. Aren't you? Aren't you? I wonder if they can hear you purring. Can they hear you purring? Hey, can I get a head bonk? Thank you. See, he likes his muzzle rubbed, but not his whiskers. You got to make sure to get under the whiskers and get right in those cheekbones, right? Yes. Oh, there's a good boy. My sweet boy. You know that? My very, very sweet boy. You're my pain in the ass. You're laying right on my project. Always got to get this done. So I'm just gonna take that. Thank you. Says now and forever. Will you be my kitty? Huh? Down forever? Will you be my kitty kitty? Okay, so I want the same size zipper. So what I did is I went 1/4 inch above, quarter or half. What you doing there, friend? Huh? Your sister's already in trouble. Yeah, I went 1/4 of an inch above, just so that I'll be able to sew the box. And then went up the measurement that you're supposed to of the box and just added that length up here. I think it'll be fine, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Get a good stretch before I do this. Do you want to show them a good stretch? Huh? Come here, buddy. Let's show them a good stretch. He likes a good stretch too. So we go like this. He gets a nice good stretch. He's such a long kitty with a little belly. He's still purring, by the way. I lick my ear. Why'd you lick my ear? You're so gross. You're so gross. You want to bite me, don't you? I know you do. Oh, but I get a burrito. I get a chunky kiss instead. See how my cat is? He's very demure, very polite, very cutesy. All right. I have to get the cutter out, and I don't want you up here when I do that. He also was starting to flip his tail, which means he's a little done with mommy's nonsense. But he is my baby. Sweet, sweet boy. I was going to say, I know when Belle is here, definitely in the Instagram, because she loves Charlie. Okay, so what we're going to do, so the instructions have you doing it where you put your lining side up against and you sew around the box and then you flip it through. I don't like doing zippers like that at all anymore. If I do start to put these in the rotation, I might just do an overlay. But instead, I'm just going to cut the box out. When I'm cutting the short end, all I'm doing is taking my rotary and putting in. Yay. Hi, Kelly. Good morning. I cannot wait. I'm at the point where I'm like, yeah. Where is it now? Whereas last week I was like, I need more time. Lying on the floor. Yeah, when you put your rotary cutter down and you don't actually go all the way over, that's okay, it'll be fine. Keep that just in case. It gives you a place to like just clip into the corner nicely. So that's how I'm going to do my zipper. I've got the hole punched out. I don't think an overlay would work. To be honest, I'd have to move it over and then you're losing a lot of pocket space. So I think just cutting it out is fine. Maybe a tiny overlay. Oh, I wonder how a tiny overlay would be. Like just a little like 3/8 inch around. I have to try that. And I think on the back is where I'm going to put Stitched with All My Love. In fact, I might just put it up here like that. So that when he's wearing it, you can kind of see it when he like goes to get into the bag. Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay, that works. If I can't have it where I was thinking of, this will be good too. So I'm going to take my little seam guide. I'm going to put it on there. So you have lines. You line up the seam allowance that you're using onto the item you're sewing on. This little purple line here is kind of a clearance for it. So if you put it up and you're like, it's going past that purple line, that means you might want to just move it down a little bit. I usually move it down to where it's just under that purple line because I really want to make sure that my stitching doesn't accidentally mess it up. All right. Ta-da! It also means I have a better chance of not accidentally trimming it from the seam when I trim seam allowances. Bound bags aren't a big deal for that, but let's see. I still have a few things to finish on one of my costumes. Oof. I do what I call comfy cosplay, where I'm emulating a character, but not in too much stuff because I'm running a booth. Oh, but Kelly, look, I got my hair blue and I've got the extensions to put in so that I've got the red and yellow in there too. I'm going to make carpet hair a thing. Excuse me, goodness. Okay, so yeah, this is actually a really good place to put a tag too. Because it's going to lay against the body. And if it's just your brand tag and you don't want it to be like too ostentatious, you can just put it back here. And that way it's not like blaring. I like to blare. I like to toot my horn. I'm going to have to put that out. This is going to be fun sewing around that, but that's on me. I think I could have gone a little lower, but I always get concerned that it's going to be in there too much. And that'll pop out a little bit. Okay, we're good. We're good. Stop overthinking it. Okay. Sorry. Let me get some tape down. Because after this, I believe we're putting it together and then adding our strap. Well, we add our strap and then we put it together. Oh, ho, ho. Okay, so you want to remember the way we turn this bag is through this zipper pocket. Woo, I almost didn't add this zipper pocket because I was like, I'm going to be a pain. I'm not going to add this. Oh, that would have been messy, 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 messy. She moves in mysterious ways. Yeah, see, like, I could have sworn this U2 song was an 80s song, but that's because it's in 1992. So it's right on the cusp of when that part of 80s music was coming out. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna get comfortable. It's a little warm. What time is it? All right. Let me definitely get this zipper in. Where are you at? Ow. Oh, here we go. Okay, that. If you install your zipper, when you go to do this, make sure your zipper is going up. I mean, to be fair, if you've got a good zipper, it doesn't matter if it goes down. It really doesn't, because it's a zipper. Okay, so I've got my 2 pieces. What I'll do is I'll install this and then put the zipper on, the zipper pull on, put it in here and trim. I'll have to trim it down a bit. Too much, honestly. Just a bit on the top. Okay, I can make this work. I can do this. I'm going to turn that off and put it over here for the moment so that it's out of my way. I feel like everything's in my way right now. All right. Okay, so I'm going to sew this at 1/4 inch. Okay. I'm going to do 1/8 inch because I really don't want my stitches to show through. Okay, there you are. So I have everything right side up here. I have my zipper tape right side up, and I have my lining right side up. And this is pretty much just basting it. I would tape baste it, but I like the extra security of knowing that it's not going anywhere. Okay. So I'm lining up my sides first. This will help you get a nice straight zipper too. And then I'm going to maneuver it to where it fits in there. So that means if the zipper was, it just helps you to lay the zipper the way it laid on the other side. And I chose black lining with black zipper tape. I'm so sorry. That does not make it easy for you to see how the seams are sitting. Hell, it doesn't make it easy for me. I'm the one sewing it. Okay. So I'm going to do this. So as I'm sewing, I'm kind of pushing I'm using the zipper teeth to help me make sure that the tape and the edge of my zipper tape or the edge of the lining are all lined up properly. Okay. Do your best not to start sewing with a short tail. It doesn't have to be like super long, but you want it to be long enough that you can hold your threads. Holding your threads helps a lot. Okay, here we go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to top stitch my zipper flat. And all I'm doing is using the what I have sewn to base down. So I'm just running my nails along that edge, that seam allowance, and pushing down. Don't pull, push. No handle on this side. All right. So excited too. I'm going to get my nails done today. It's a nail day. Stop catching fire. And I found printable water slide paper on Amazon. I'll put it in my storefront once I know whether or not this one works. but I printed out some Marriott carpet images as well as my own art. I'm very excited to see if this works. I cannot wait to get a brand team together because I get these random ideas where I'm like, I bet there are people who would love to wear like my soot sprites on their nails. And all you have to do with this paper is, once it's prepped and printed and everything, is you put it in the water and then you slide it onto your nail. And then you just put a clear coat over, a couple clear coats over it, and then you have stickers. So it doesn't matter if you have long nails or not. You too could have little soot sprites. Hey, baby boy, what's going on? Huh? You're a little needy today. Why are you so needy? I forgot to singe my edges here. By the way, when you singe your edges, don't like overdo it on your zipper teeth. In fact, if you can do it from behind it, the zipper teeth, that's better because you can melt those teeth and then it makes it a lot harder to get your pulls on. Speaking of, oh, sorry, baby. I didn't know you were right there. You can't be around Mama. You know, I throw myself around on this chair sometimes. All right, where are you? There we go. Do I have a longer side? So what I'm doing is just seeing if there's a side that I would rather this way. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that'll work. Tempted to put it on upside down to see how he likes that, but I think it'll be fine going up. It's usually good to err on the side of caution with this type of thing. So hopefully this works. All right. I'll go ahead and put my zipper pull on now because it's a little bit tough once I position that thing. Come on. Oh, for the love of Pete, did I melt it? I hate when I have to open the zipper this much. Come on. There we go. Nope. Close. That's better. There you go. Put you up there. That should be good. You'll notice I don't pull my zipper all the way up or into the middle. I do know that Lauren from Mormino, she pulls hers all the way up and then pushes it back in. It seems like you're futzing with the teeth more than you really have to. So I leave mine right there towards the bottom. Okay. Right here is probably good. Yep. Where are you at? Go. Get over there. Now look, this never happens, but I don't even think I have to really adjust it that much right now. This doesn't happen. I don't just like put it down. So mark your calendars. This is how this went today. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my stitching here above where my zipper pull is. I'm going to stitch up, around, and back down. Once I get close to my zipper pull, then I'll push it all the way to the top. This way, I'm not moving my zipper teeth on unstitched vinyl. When you do that, you have the chance that your zipper teeth are going to move around a little bit. So let's see how well this works, because I'm not going to be able to hold my threads exactly the way I want to. And I'm going to stitch this down at 1/8 of an inch. Making sure that everything's laying nice and straight. There we go. That's better. I do back stitch. We're constructing something that's going to get pulled at. I don't like not back stitching. Feels like you're playing Russian roulette with that. And I do back stitch as I go over the zipper teeth to kind of help give that a little bit of extra stability as well. Go back down. Okay, here we go. Now, also be wary when you do the method that she has in the pattern. I have nothing against that. I just don't like I don't like how much I have to fight with everything to get it to go where I want it. But do make sure that you are wary of the fact that that can shrink your piece a little bit. If you are doing the zipper the way she does it and you're doing the D-rings the way it's written in the pattern, I recommend just cutting out a square, put your zipper pull in or your zipper in, and then cut out your pattern piece. The reason I say that is mainly because of the fact that it can pull it in and then it's going to shrink your piece a little bit. All right, y'all wish me luck because here we go. Oh, there we go. Where's my hump jumper? That'll help. All right, you're going to go right there. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hump jumper right here just so that I could have just backed out of the room. It probably would have been just as fine. There we go. But that was just as fast, so. All right. By the way, if you ever decide that, well, I was told that back stitching just looks terrible, it doesn't look professional, I want you to go to a store and look at the bags. They have back stitching. I promise you. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't look ugly. Now, if you sit there and you pound that stitching in like it has borrowed money and never paid it back, then it's not going to look great. I also do slow back stitching as much as I can because it does go back into the same hole if you do that nice and slow. I'm happy about not being able to pull that thread through, but there we go. Now, where are you at? That's my back stitching. These 3 little stitches. Barely noticeable. That little bump there is, though. Oh, okay. No, that's because of that. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I've got my zipper installed. Zipper pull is going towards the top. 20 to 11. All right, let's see what we can do in 20 minutes. So I'm pushing this over. We are not sewing the bottom. This is going to be our opening. I am going to level this out, though. There we go. I'm going to trim this down. There we go. Put that in the scrap pile. So I'm actually going to go a little bit because I want to make sure this actually sits inside of it. So I'm going to probably go to there. Okay. Where are you at? So I'm folding up my corners. That way when I pull it through, I have a nice clean edge to work with. Now I'm going to put my zipper lower so that I don't have to worry about that. A tip for when you're having to do this much, I just pull over the whole thing and kind of bend it down so I know where I need to sew. So I'm going to you can also call what's called step back stitching. So I stitch back and then stitch. That puts 3 stitches in one area that are nice and strong without it feeling like you're having to stitch all over the place. I just know how much my husband yanks on his zipper when he opens it. So I put another line of stitching there, which isn't a bad idea. At the top, so I sewed up my seam and then I went back down and then sewed up closer to that. That way now there are 3 lines of stitching keeping that zipper from pulling out. Pull that back up. This part's going to be fun because, oh no, actually it's not too bad. Okay. To say this was going to be fun because I got these D-rings in the way, but honestly, they're not in the way. And it helps me fold that over. Okay. So I will say the next time I do this bag, for there will be a next time, I will put the D-rings a little bit lower, most likely, and put the zipper up just a smidge higher from it. I'm also wondering if it needs to be that big of a zipper, but this is what we're pulling the bag through. So just keep that in mind if you decide to shorten that zipper. You could also do 2 fronts and just, have a bunch of pockets everywhere. All right, let me clip that off. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and cut at an angle. Trim that off. Flip this out. See, so I'm pulling these corners, and what it does is it creates this lovely hole. And then when it's turned out, all you have to do is sew that together. This is thick waterproof canvas, so I'm just going to roll my seams real quick. Okay, so that's our back panel. I'm going to set that aside for a moment, and I'm going to get out this because now I need to finish the front, or the back actually, I think. I'll get the instructions in a second. Get this cut. So this is my webbing that's on fatrabbitsupplies.com. This is a thing from Wednesday, the show, that I drew the hands and then the little cobwebs in the back. I will say the cobwebs didn't come out as prominent as I wanted to, but it still looks really cool with the green and purples in the background. Be ashamed to cry. You gotta be fast. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. Hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. That was a note. Sorry. Okay, so I'm cutting 40 inches. I'm not sure if that's how much she says, but 40 is to me is a good length for a sling. We'll also find out because my husband is tall. You gotta be. Write that on the almost did it. Okay. Yeah. So this is where I use my candle light, my thread zapper. To seal those ends. It does not. I might try to find out. I do have, I am going to be putting an order in for glow-in-the-dark zipper tape that is absolutely delicious after the convention. I've got some plans. Look at how cute those little skulls are. Hi, I'm making the Mini Traveler by Kandou Patterns. It is an adorable little sling that I have been having nothing but fun with, with small mistakes and small additions and small changes. Okay, so we're just treating it like Okay, so we're treating the strap like we would be making a crossbody strap. So I've got my slide on. Oh. Stop. I don't like my ends just showing, so I'm just going to do a little quick. Gonna be stronger. All right, so we're going to go, because this is a thicker vinyl, or got a nice substantial. So I'm going to put this where you can see the moon a little bit better. Yeah. Oh, actually, I can put it right there. Nice. Okay, so I've got like a strip. It's about 5/8 inch wide. I'm just wrapping it around that end. Let me get some tape though, because this is bothering me that it doesn't want to stick. Oh, and I can tell you the length then. It's about 2 3/4 is the length that I'm using. Okay, you go over there for right now. Okay, so I've got a little piece of tape. Putting it to where I'm kind of being particular and putting the moon in the middle of it, because I can do that. I'm folding it around. Here we go. There we go. See, I'm folding it around that end. I'm just going to sew a little bit of box. Oh, nice. God, I haven't been to a Pottery Barn in forever. So I'm just going to do a little tiny box around my little moon. But I'm still going to do my little crisscross. Crisscross applesauce. Okay. This is only so I don't have to fold over my webbing, and I don't like edges showing, so it's either folded over or cover it up. And usually I do little like cutesy end pieces, but I kind of forgot this scrap was sitting right there begging to be used. Okay, so now I have all of that. I'm going to take my swivel clasp, put that in. I'm making sure that this is on the inside of it. Up, come on, and around. Boop. Yeah. Covered in cat hair. All right, then I'm going to take my back piece, and we're putting right sides together. So if you'd made yours with vinyl, you want to make sure that your pretty side is towards the inside when you make this. She doesn't have you do it, but I'm going to pull mine over about a little over 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to face this down. Now this I will back stitch over a little bit because of the fact that when I do trim this down, I'm not going to trim down where this webbing is. Okay, so now the nice thing is when you wear it, you can wear it on this side or this side. Okay, but I need to wrap this. So I'm just kind of, doesn't have to be perfect, but I'm making it so that I can put a couple clips on it. There we go. So now that that's put together, she might be using 1.5 inch. It looks like she's using 1.5 inch, but I don't use 1.5 inch webbing. I'm not against it. I just don't have it in house. And whenever I order webbing, I have to order 300 yards of it. So, yeah. All right, we attach this. Now we need to make sure that this is out of the way. Pin that. Yes, because I don't know how he's going to want to wear it. And I hate feeling like I'm ostracizing folks that use their left hand dominantly. I'm ambidextrous. I can't write as well with my left, but I can do a lot more with my left than just my right. So I like making sure that there's a way. So this method is from the Rosie. This is not in the pattern. If you have the Rosie from Knotted Threads, that's where I got those instructions. Okay. Next, put it together. Are we doing a 3/8? Yes, we are. Okay, so this, I'm not going to mark a 3/8 inch because I have, especially with vinyl, a special method that I use. And we're going to trim, close, and we're done. So this is what it should look like when it's done. It's a very cute, very flat, very simple, and very useful looking bag. Oh, Jesus. Well, sorry. Dropping stuff. All right. So here comes the fun part, because we have things like this webbing in the way. So we're going to pick a couple of key points to start with. Mainly because I want to see how the, yep, I'm going to have to sew with the back side up because of the pocket, which is fine because the back side is technically the whole, it, was the whole piece. And I'll be able to keep an eye on things like the D-ring. I need to make sure those rings are inside. Yep. The ding ring thing, anchor that I did is a little tight. So I want to make sure that that sits right. Of the Rosie. The Rowan. Yes, I do want to make one of those. Really badly. And that is definitely on the list of things to do. She has stated in her group that she is okay with folks doing videos as long as they adhere to certain stipulations. Don't share too many measurements. Definitely don't share the measurements of the pieces. Honestly, to me, it's just common sense stuff. Like, why would you? That's not your pattern, Okay, I need you to be in here. If you love good. Okay, so it looks like my front is a little bigger, a little longer. So I'm going to fit everything the best I can, and then I will make notes to adjust. So future me, we have to adjust the zipper on this because, yeah, it's about, now part of this is, good Lord, this stuff. See? Now, I am tempted to take out this other D-ring. And that's because there's so much thickness right here. Because right here, I've got 2 layers of the webbing, the materials, and another layer of webbing with the strap. Incoming. Let me see. Because it would be better if I just kind of, whoop, I got to trim some of this. Completely forgot to trim down this pocket. Like, see, down here towards the D-ring, I'm not worried about trimming any of that. It's not going to be in the way, but this will. Okay, which is why I'm glad I'm sewing with this side up. Oh, I can go. Okay. Oh, I'm just going to fit this the best I can, and then I will probably trim off this top. Yeah, I'll just trim off that little tip or just sew around it. It'll be fine. It'll actually work out better because I think that D-ring is right now where I want it to be. Come here. Yeah, okay. This will work out. But I will let you know, the reason my pieces are not fitting together as well as I would like is not the pattern. It is my seam allowances. And this bloody, yeah. You know, I like the feel of this vinyl, but I will definitely say it is not my favorite to work with. Not uninterfaced. It definitely has to be interfaced. And I don't buy vinyl that I have to interface. Because the reason I'm working with vinyl is to cut down on things like that. So, oh yeah, definitely. That's why I was like, I probably should wait to trim this off. All right. So that's my 1,000,001 clips there. Oh, I know I can fit more clips. Believe me, I would fit more clips. In fact, I'm going to clip the crap out of the parts where I have that stretchy ass vinyl. I want to wake up where you are. Like, normally I wouldn't worry too much, but that vinyl is so stretchy, I'm worried that it's going to stretch even more. So I'm just using all the clips I can. I'm using this big one because otherwise it doesn't. Wait for a second. There we go. And I will run away, run away, run away. There we go. Like, I'm not so. Okay, what if you break it or they just push you off the table? It's been clip-a-geddon, by the way, in the last couple, like the last month. I've had so many clips just like snap. They're like, we can't take it anymore. But I'm not really worried about the places where there's not that stretchy vinyl. And now I'm really glad I decided not to do the back panel with it. Because I was always going to do the whole back panel with that vinyl. Because that's normally what I would do. But my brain was like, I don't know about that. Okay. Okay, now I feel confident. What time is it? It is 11 o'clock. I'm going to finish this bag. I'm going to finish this bag and then I can lunch. All right, so I'm going to sew this at 1/4 of an inch first. And then I will go back around at another 1/8 of an inch. Oh, cup's in the way, hang on. And then I'll go back around at another 1/8 of an inch so that it's a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, no face, you're in the way. Y'all need to go. Everything needs to be put up or else stuff's going to get pushed on the floor. And I ain't got time for that. All right, we can do this though. We can do this. Who needs lunch? I do. I need lunch. I had to order more. Yeah, it's just like suddenly for some reason they're just like, they're giving up the ghost. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? I think it's because I've been using them so much. Making sure these corners are nice and clean, or curves. Now, what was that? Oh. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I probably should have opened up my zipper anyways, but we're just going to slide that out of the way anyways. Okay, that works. Oh, where's my hump jumper? Where's my hump jumper? Ah! Bastard. There we go. Now, where are all these clips coming from? Shoot, I'm thinking I might just keep it at 1/4 of an inch. I almost don't want to go back around again. And by the way, that's your prerogative. If you're like, you know what, I think if I go too much of a seam allowance, it's not going to work right, then change the seam allowance. There are no pattern police that would come after you, because if they did, they'd be at my house every day. What have you done to this pattern? Whatever I wanted, copper. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to go back around again, but close on the, like closer to the edge on the inside. And that's because I still want that double line of stitching. But I don't quite want to go back to 1/8 of an inch. So the reason I do a double line stitching, if you're new to bag making, or you're new to working with vinyl, is that second line of stitching gives it a nice, it gives it a much stronger, hang on, there we go. It gives it a much stronger stability to it, as well as keeps the stitches from being seen as much. For me, if there's a 3/8 inch seam allowance, I do 1/4 of an inch, and then I move over 1/8 on the outside to get that 3/8. This time I don't want 3/8 because I made some changes that I think are going to disrupt that seam allowance. We'll see. This is my first time making this bag, so, and I made some changes, just a couple, nothing too heinous. I see you. Why are you shredding that, huh? Oh, I know why you're shredding. Sometimes if you clip your thread too taut, it will start to unravel it. I don't really think I need this per se for right now, so I'm just going to leave it right there. Okay, where are my pinking shears? I'm probably going to need those too. Okay. But it's hard to see. I'm sorry. It's white on white on white. But there are 2 lines of stitching here. That's going to help with any type of pull. You don't really have to do it so much with fabric. But I also do not do the stitching, the second round of stitching, in the same line. You do 1/4 of an inch and you want a second line, do 1/8 of an inch on one or the side or the other. If you double stitch in there, there is a good chance you are going to end up perforating your stitching. Oh, that's not good. There we go. to the point where you're pretty much just making it easy to tear. So try not to do that. It's not a good idea, I promise. So I'm using my pinking shears on just the corner pieces. I'm going to make sure not to cut my zipper. I'm not sure if that's zipper tape. Yeah, I did. I did indeed, though, still do that. So I'm just like making sure that it's really singed in there. And then I'm going to go through with my scissors and trim down close to that 1/8 of an inch of stitching. But again, I'm not going to cut my zipper, except I think I did again. Oh, son of a motherless goat. There we go. I melted something because I can smell it. Only thing about me is the way that I want. This time I remembered. Okay, so I'm not cutting this webbing, but I'm just going to get rid of some of this fabric here. Okay, one more side to cut down, and then we can flip this out, see how it looks, and I can go get some lunch. I'll probably just have a little frozen pizza that I heat up, because I'm apparently a 17-year-old on summer break this week. All right, so here goes. You usually want to do the widest part, so I'm just going to scrunch that in there. Kind of use my webbing. If you can't tug on your webbing, then you need to go back in and sew a couple more lines. It's very important that turning the bag be rough. To me, being rough means that, let me do this. I want to scooch you this way, scooch you this way, and scooch you this way. There we go. There we are. Now you can watch me struggle. It's a little ball. Come on. Oh, yeah. There you go. So see, I'm not like ripping it, but I am using it to kind of pull that out a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna need this guy. I'm trying to see where everything is. Okay, here we go. Again, I'm trying to make sure that I use my fist or my curled up knuckles and not my nails to get everything out. Ugh. Just a little bit more. Just a little, you know what I'm looking for. Okay. Turn that around. There we are. Come on. Oh, hang on. I gotta take a small break. Con season, man. It can be a little bit of a bear on my hands. Come on. It's been a while since I've done a birth bag, especially a small one like this, so. See, I love how it feels. So maybe I might do a Fiona or something with this gray and see if it's just needs to be interface. Like I said, it's not my favorite thing to have to interface a bag or a vinyl, but if it might be worth it, is what I'm saying. All right. One more step. Let me get this in here so that we can see how the bag sits with it. Oh, dang it. I didn't worry about threading this because I was like, oh no, I just got to turn it out. I guess that's why I like a bound bag, because once you turn it, it's pretty much done, you know? There really aren't many bags with steps after. Okay. That's by the way, it's why a lot of times you see me holding the thread whenever I'm singeing them off. It's because I don't want it to unravel my thread. Okay. Now we just got to get this in there. Yeah, honestly, that moved. That shuffled a little bit. My Stitched with All Love shuffled a little bit, but that's okay. I think he'll understand. Come here, you. There we go. Okay, I'm just trying to get this dang thing in here. Okay. This is a very good tool to have. Please put it in your drawer. I'll link one in. I'll put one in my storefront ASAP. There we go. So I use that to push out push the corners out on the zipper pocket. There we go. Oh. Alrighty. What is giving that? Nope. Just making sure everything's laying nicely, because you have a lot of like layers with pockets and stuff. So you have to make sure that everything sits nice. Okay. I think I would like this a little bit better at 110% and then have tabs on the end, because I don't like that the zipper sits all the way over here, because we don't top stitch this down. I wouldn't top stitch this. I really would not top stitch this. Because of that, I don't mind that little bit, because it does mean that you can hang it. So it is a very quick bag. I think it's a very nice bag for anybody who doesn't need a lot to carry. My husband, I think, is going to be excited for this. It's got a little bit of everything. I almost used my soot zipper tape on it. Okay, but I do think she had me install this wrong. So don't do right sides together, because now this is backwards. See? That's not how it's, well, it's supposed to sit like this. So I think I either looked at it wrong. I'm curious. Hang on. I want to know if it's my mistake or the pattern mistake. Come on. Oh, she's getting the trestle. Oh, please. It was my mistake. I put it on the wrong side. So that's me. So I put it on wrong. He'll be fine with that. It's not that big of a deal. It just means that when it sits, he has that part on backwards. But I like now that I covered that. And you'll just see a little sun. It'll be fine. But this means that you can put... Go on, you. that on either that side. The slider still works either way, by the way. So you can either wear it like that on that side. So if you're right-handed, this works great. But if you're left-handed, it feels a little awkward, which means I would just switch it. Ugh. I know when my nails are getting too long when I can't open a swivel clip. And then you can put it on that side. I think I twisted it. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Or you can wear it on that side. See, for me, when I use my left hand, that actually is really nice. Oh, wait, what? So you can slip your keys on the ring. No, that's great. I love it. But yes, you can slip your key ring here if you want. You've got your slip pocket. And can you imagine being able to fit your Kindle in here and just have it right there? This is a great trail bag too. If you're just doing a quick hike or you're doing a bike ride, you can put this on and you've got your earbuds, whatever else you need. You can just go quickly in here for ID. This is a great, I would call this, it is a mini traveler. This is an adventure bag. This is where you can go on adventures. And I know why it's puffy here is because of how thick that seam is for my zipper, but it actually doesn't take away. And I don't mind that there's no clip here, but I think I actually would add a little magnet there. I almost hate to say it, but that snap tab is a good idea because especially if you're going to put your Kindle in it. But they're from someone because I didn't make. Okay. This is a nice beginner friendly bag. I promise you. The changes I made like that, this is a change and this is a change. If you have a problem, by the way, with pockets, with the way that she has you do it, just put vinyl on the back and do this method. Jess from Okla Roots also did a video on this one, and it's a really good video too, because again, most of her videos are for boisterous beginners and lower and intermediates. But I like what she has said one time. You can make any bag. You can do any pattern. I promise. You just have to have the first step is going, I can make that. Or if it's not that steady of a step, I'm going to try to make that. Trying is the first thing. Yeah, it's part of the bee making box this month. See, I just don't like making the same thing as, hundreds of other people. I like being special. Actually, I kind of think I want to make one of these for me. This is comfortable. Like, I like where this sits, and I barely notice it's there. And that's not even the full length of and then I can put it on the back too. I'm not a big fan of things on my back. I sweat too much. Yeah. I think this might end up being a little too tight for him. We'll see. We'll see. He's probably going to wear it on the front anyways. But yeah, it fits nicely. Good. Jamie, I know you can do it. I know you can do it. What bag is it that is challenging you? What bag shall we conquer today? So I did 40 inches, by the way. I think I would do closer to 50. All right, what time is it? It is almost 11:30, y'all. I've got to go. I got to go get something to eat. I got to go microwave a pizza and eat like I'm on summer vacation. But I like that bag. I really do. Well, good. People look at me funny when I talk about the Speedball from Blue Collar. And they're like, wait, you like that bag? I'm like, yeah, it's not that bad. And they're like, what are you talking about? But yes, I must go. As much as I adore talking with y'all and would stay on here for another hour or so, we got the bag done. Yay! Full bag done. All right. I will talk to y'all later. So goodbye to the Instagram because there's nobody in the room right now. Good. Let's see. Oh, that's what I want to do. All righty. So I'm gonna put this right there. Boop. All right. Bye, TikTok. You're so welcome. And remember, the replay is on the tubes of you. So you're more than welcome to go back and watch that. I do appreciate comments. So if there's a bag you want me to try to make or to show y'all, or if there's one that I haven't even made and you're like, Liz, come on, what's wrong with you? You give us all this good energy. I need to keep some of it for me too, I guess. But I'm rambling now, which means I need to go get lunch. So again, thank you so much. Boop. Maybe I said boop. All right. And goodbye to you two use tubes. Boop.